Welcome back guys to this brand new video. In today's video we're reviewing the Core XRX. So let's head to Hendrik and ask everything what's new about this kite. We're gonna talk about the XRX, right?
Yes.
Why there's no XR9?
Well, we have a new material on the kite. It's called X-Tex 3. They basically wanted another year to test it because the material is a little bit stiffer. Usually we always had 2-year cycle on the XR line. So we skipped the XR9, which was supposed to launch last year. And instead of calling it the XR9, now it's called the XRX.
But what's the new material? How is it called and what does it do?
It's a bit stiffer and more durable. And because of the new material, we get a better torsional response. And with that, you get a more stable and easier to control kite. And because we have a stiffer material on the leading edge, we can decrease the leading edge diameter. Kite is supposed to have a higher flying speed, so the kite is faster. It gives more control, and it also has better hang time and second lift. And because of the geometry improvements, the bar pressure is also lighter than the previous XR editions. So then on the leading edge, we also have new power seam on the kite, meaning that every kite is stitched with a fresh needle. And also the stitches here are double stitched to make sure that the seam is stronger.
I also see an updated one pump system on the kite. Is there anything special about it?
Tubes and the valves are bigger, so the airflow is up to 3 times as much. The tires are gone, we have a better connection here.
Yeah,
making
looks sturdy.
Making it more sturdy and get better airflow.
Nice. You all know the XR in the Core lineup because it's been there for many years. But then, with the new XRX, for who is this kite?
For intermediates, it's mainly easy jump access, accessibility and confidence. And for advanced riders, this kite really gives maximum height and hang time. So the bigger riders are mainly looking for reliability in the strong winds. Your go-to kite for height without sacrificing the control. Really easy to ride kite. It's a bit easier to handle than the XR Pro. It still has a XR DNA that everyone's used to, but it's noticeably faster, has more direct feedback, and is more stable in the stronger winds. So I already spoke about having less bar pressure on the kite, but speaking about the bar, we actually have a new bar as well, which is the Sensor 4S.
Nice.
We had a Sensor 4 coming out 2 years ago. And the feature that I really like about this bar is that you can adjust the V-split. So you can basically use this bar with whatever brand of kite you want to use. And then with the Sensor 4S, they made further improvements on that bar, which you can see is that
the
color difference. So the inside of the bar is now made of carbon reinforced polymer, which make the bar lighter, stiffer and stronger. And because of that, we no longer need the titanium insert, which makes the bar a lot lighter than the previous. Core sells 2 types of bars. This is the Pro bar. It has titanium 2 lines, a bit stiffer and stronger than the normal bar, which is the Sensor 4S. This is the Sensor 4S Pro. And the Sensor 4S has new Leros lines, which are 10% stiffer, more durable, and also give better feedback, which is enough for most of the riders. So we also have a new trimming system inside of the floater, inside of here.
Wow, that's new. I've never seen that before.
Let's say you want to trim the line, you want to make the line a little bit longer. And you just unwind one like this. And now you have a longer line.
Great.
Because of course steering lines, they shrink a little bit.
They shrink over time with using.
Exactly. Quite simple, you just count the amount of windings that you have on the system. And the easy thing is that you can just do this while the lines are still attached. It's faster and easier.
And I also heard something about more easy serviceable parts on the bar.
Exactly. We have improved service parts on the bar, better resistance to wear. All in all, with all the new changes, the color coding, the improved service parts, all the new features that we have on the bar, I think we get a really big upgrade compared to the Sensor 4. You get a more precise bar with better feedback for a rider that values precision, reliability and longevity.
I'm very curious to try it. Definitely in combination with the XRX, of course. Let's head down to the beach, see what the kite and the bars looks like.
So while we're packing up and making our way to the beach, you can see some action that we had in France. I actually broke my PR on this kite in really strong winds. We're gonna jump to that and then after we go on the water here in Noordwijk. As long as the wind gave it up, I'm probably gonna be quite stacked on the 9 because it's quite strong. Let's go! Wanna feel higher on water? So that's it for the session. I got second on the leaderboard with a really big jump. Stacked. on the 9. I think I only had one jump where I managed to hold my edge, and that was the, I think like 25.4 or something. The kite is so stable. I don't know how strong, but everyone was like flying away. When you sit in the water, you could put your kite low and it doesn't do anything. But I think we stress tested the kite really well. And now it's time to go back to the Netherlands and see what we say in probably some lighter winds. So another thing I wanted to mention is that the XR has pulleys. It has 3 on every side. So you have one here, and one there as well. And it basically smoothens out the gust. So if you have a kite without pulleys, you feel all the gust, and then these pulleys really ensure that you get a really easy and simple ride. So when I was in France, it just smoothens out, makes it a bit easier to handle the kite. Even in really extreme conditions, these pulleys allow the kite to open up, really dump the wind. Also, these really help in your jump timing, in your landings as well. Just makes it really, really easy to handle. It's time to go in the water.
I think so too.
Cool.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Just gonna do, I think, 5 minutes on the water.
Yep.
Then we'll come back and speak to you guys, see what we think.
So let's go. So first impression, this kite is an upwind machine. Get the bar a little bit more depowered and the pulley starts to work. And then I can just do 2 jumps and get back to the same point as where we were filming. And the current is even going the same direction as the wind. So that's pretty impressive and also nice to have.
It's so easy to fly. And I feel like the bar pressure is also a little bit less than the previous editions. This one feels a bit lighter in the hand. You can use all the older core bars as well. So you don't need specifically the newer bar, but you can also use the Sensor 2, the Sensor 3. Since the kite has pulleys, you can use whatever core bar you want. It all works.
I think also a good thing to mention, because you have differences in bar pressure and in steering pressure. When you pull your bar, that's your bar pressure, but when you steer, that's the steering pressure. I think on this kite you have a bit more bar pressure, but the steering pressure is not that much, so it's still enjoyable to ride and still have that playful feeling while you're steering the kite in. Just had a session, you with the 12, I with the 10.
Yeah.
Wind was around?
10 to 20 knots.
Yeah, it was a bit gusty. We definitely got a feeling of how this kite is. I think a quick sum up about this kite. Very stable,
Super
good in
easy,
upwind.
super easy to ride.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Steering pressure of this kite is very nice, very forgiving. You definitely have some more feedback than you would have on another core kite.
Yeah, it's just a really predictable kite, I feel like. Catch-wise, you can't really say a lot, and because it wasn't really strong.
No.
I did feel that in France, it's just really predictable and really confident. I think that's the main thing of the kite. It's just super easy to ride, it's really predictable, and that gives you a lot of confidence.
Boosting potential itself, also when the wind is not that great, you would expect that this kite has not the greatest low end, but I think the low end was pretty decent for not a lot of wind. And you still feel the boosting potential, and also it doesn't drop you out of the sky when the wind is not that strong. When jumping just average jumps, 3-4 meters, it still puts you down pretty soft.
95% of the people don't need more than this, I feel like.
So yeah, if you're searching for a kite that's very easy, very forgiving, and still jumps very high in high and low winds, I think the XR10 XRX would be the kite for you.
Yeah.
But that's it for today's video about the Core XRX. Thank you, Hendrik, for joining me again.
It was a pleasure. I'll see you in the next video.
Definitely. If you have any questions about the Core XRX, ask Kitemana or Hendrik. Check availability of this kite here, and we'll see you on the next one. Ciao.